Hello, Facebook friends.
I didn't even started.
We're here. We have started. And tonight we are making gluten-free, dairy-free, very easy, ganache filled.
Sandwich cookies.
I live in Virginia now. I said field instead of filled. Filled.
Sandwich cookies.
Yes, sandwich cookies. So.
Sort of.
Sort of. Definitely. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I make ganache. And it is so easy, although people will try and make it sound extremely complicated. So before we started doing dairy-free here, I used to make it with heavy cream, heavy whipping cream, and I would just buy a little carton of that and heat it up, and then I would pour it over whatever chips I was going to use. But because we're doing dairy-free these days, we are heating up coconut milk. Actually, not coconut milk, but coconut cream. And the store was out of the organic that I usually get. But this one is still non-GMO, which if you can't do organic, non-GMO is the next best thing. And I was going to say make sure it's coconut cream, but actually you can make ganache with pretty much any liquid. Like you could even make it with coffee if you wanted, or some espresso, or even just water. It's going to be a little thinner that way. Regular milk, almond milk. So you can choose any non-dairy creamer or a dairy creamer, or like I said, even coffee. You can make it from anything, any liquid. So this is what we're using, and what you want to do with your coconut cream or your other dairy creamer is you want to get it up to where it's scalding, which only means like right before boiling. Ooh. So this actually is pretty much there right before boiling. You can see that the bottom is starting to boil. So we're going to turn that off. And then you can use whatever chocolate you would like to use.
Yep.
We'll talk about chocolate here in a second. But first, I'm going to show you. I'm going to use
chocolate.
Hold on, I'll let you show them. I'm going to do a half a cup of my creamer. Okay. And I'm going to pour that creamer just over the chips that I have. And it should cover them nicely. Okay. You can see that. Don't touch it. Try and be very patient. Just let them sit there and warm up on their own for about a minute. I'll actually set the timer so I don't touch them.
Go on Facebook.
Yeah.
Walk around. Just like that.
Right. Check out another one of our videos, right?
Just like that one guy.
Yeah, he says that, doesn't he? Well, it sits and waits. Okay, so while that is sitting there, let's talk about the chocolate real quick. You can use whatever chocolate you want. You can use
I already showed them all the kind.
Cheap chocolate, or you can use something better for you. And we've talked about on our page once before the difference between cacao and cocoa.
Yep.
This is 100% cacao. You can see that. Ghirardelli is my favorite. I really like their chocolate. But Aldi also has some great chocolate that doesn't have dairy in it. And I love this one, the dark sea salt. There's also a dark 85% cacao. You could use chocolate chips, or, oh, I didn't even start my timer. So you can use chocolate chips, but if you use a bar, go ahead and chop it up a little bit because you'll want it broken up while they're sitting in whatever creamer that you have. So the difference really quickly between the cacao and cocoa is cacao has not been roasted and heated. It has lots of antioxidants, it has magnesium, calcium, lots of good nutrients. It's actually a superfood. But if you roast it and end up with like chocolate chips or something, then somebody's fixing their hair. Then you have actually cooked out your nutrients, and it's no longer a superfood. It's not that it's bad.
The video.
It's not bad for you, but the cacao is better for you, if that makes sense. Okay, this is just about finished. And could you grab me a fork?
Yes.
I'll show you what we're going to do. Instead of making cookies tonight, we have decided to use, there's our timer. we've decided to use one of my favorite gluten-free, dairy-free brands, and this is Immaculate. They are so good. Here in Roanoke, you can get them at pretty much any one of the health food stores, like Earth Fare, I think, was actually where I found the cheapest price. And so I got a couple of them. But you can use whatever cookies you want for this. We prefer the gluten-free, dairy-free. So I'm going to mix this and show you kind of how it turns out. Now, the ganache is going to look, you know, just kind of messy. It's going to look like it's not coming together well, but trust me, it will. And depending on the consistency of the ganache that you want, will tell you how much chocolate to cream that you want to do. So you can start with a 1-to-1 ratio, like 1 cup to 1 cup of chips, 1 cup of cream to 1 cup of chips, or if you want it thicker, you'll do, 1 cup of cream to 2 cups of chips, or chocolate, whatever you're going to use. So you can see it's still a little thin because it is warm, but as it cools, this right here is a 1-to-2 ratio. So 1 cream to...
Can I put it outside to cool?
2 chips. No, not yet. And we made some yesterday, and you can see after it has sat in the refrigerator, it's nice and thick. See that consistency? And it tastes so good. And actually, you can't even taste the coconut in it.
Mom, can I eat this?
Nope, not yet.
Alright.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 of the cookies.
She's trying to spoil.
We're going to take 2 of the cookies, and then we're just going to make a sandwich out of it.
Yep. It's that easy.
There it is. Put as much or as little as you want. Press it on top. You don't have to squeeze it all out, but you can. I guess if that's what you want to do.
Yay.
And there is our cookie sandwich, gluten-free, dairy-free, yummy, good for you, minus some of the sugar maybe. But here you go. You can also make your own cookies and do that. I've done that several times for like birthday parties. Just made my own cookies and put ganache between them. So that's how easy it is to make ganache. This right here will cool and become a little bit thicker. But last night, can you step back just for a second? Last night we did a 1-to-1 ratio, so it was a little bit thinner. And we made this, it's another gluten-free, dairy-free cake. It's coconut flour and some zucchini, so it's really moist because of the zucchini. But we took the ganache that I made, was 1 cup of cream to 1 cup of chips, and poured it over top of the cake. And you can see how it actually hardened pretty well itself. So ganache is really versatile. You can use it on all sorts of things. You can even kind of keep it lightly warmed if you want, and use it as a dip, like to dip strawberries in and then set those aside and let them cool. Or you can make it the consistency that you like. Put some of this on a plate for people to dip at a party or whatever. But ganache is very versatile, easy to make. Don't make it complicated. It always turns out nicely for me. I've never had like the bubbles and where it looks dull or not shiny or anything like that. So anyway, maybe next week we'll show you how we made this cake, because it's nice and moist and actually very tasty. Okay, if you have any questions, put them down below. I'd love to answer whatever questions you have. I think we gave you all the lowdown on it.
This is very tasty too.
And it's all over your face. Say, see you later.
See you later.